you actually start, you're going to be in fifth position, but you actually slide up to it, right? So your pinky is already on the A, and you return to that, right? Right? Then you're going to do the same thing, and you just let it ring for another 3 beats, right? And then you're going to do the same thing for the third string. So you are on the 7th fret for the D. You're going to slide up to the E and come back to the D, right? And then 4, 1, you know, right? For the C to the A, right? And you wait, and then you actually start right there where you are. Right? Better to use the fingers in the right hand. Right? So give you the right hand as well there. Right? Right? And then he has you do pizzicato, right? Which basically is putting the palm of your hand. Lower that camera a little bit. Sorry about that. The palm of your hand right by the bone, right by the nut, by the bridge. Sorry, the saddle. Right, to get that. So I'm going to try to get my fingers out of the way so you can see my thumb. Right, and then you do the same thing, but with nail. I'm really close to the bridge. Right, and then you have the tambora section. So luckily you're on this A. You're going to use the very same A. Grab it with 1, right? Then you have an E, then you have an A again, right? So 5th position, 7th fret, 7th fret, right? And then you're going to also get the G, right? And the effect is tambora, right? A lot of people use the side of their thumb to do that. Now, if you want to get the effect of hearing more that 7th, that G string, you can actually turn your thumb inside, right? Right? And then you do the same thing that you did at the very beginning, but you just do it quickly. And there's no break in between them, right? Each iteration is compressed, right? Or a lot of people use the index finger. So depending on what effect you want to get when you play it. And then comes the actual dance, that moderato rítmico. So you start with a bar on the 2nd fret, right? Switch camera angles real quick. Right, so you have a bar there, you're grabbing with your 2nd finger the A bass, right, to get your A minor chord, right? Fingers, and then thumb, right? Right? Right, so you get the C here on the 3rd string, right? And you get with your 2nd finger your G. The 3rd finger is not doing anything, it just looks like that from that angle, right? So, right? And then you are in 1st position for just an A minor chord that is inverted because you have an E in the bass. Right? It's a C actually. So, right? And then pay attention to this. You're actually sliding up. You're grabbing a E flat, B flat, and G. Right? These two are in the same fret. Right? Right? You're going to just do that action. So you play them all together over here in 1st position. Slide up. You just play the top voices that you have there, right? So you have the C and the A, they're both on the 5th fret. Make your bar on the 3rd fret for a G major chord. Right, it's not a full G major chord, you don't need that. It's just the first 4 strings plus the bass. And then you go back to the C. Right, so this is basically 2 against 3, right? So if you've heard of that, not difficult. So you have on the bottom the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then on top you have the 2. right? If you put them together, right? I often tend to think of them as together here, sorry, then the bass response, right? And then again. So a little bit of a change, right? So he's really playing around with rhythms. Very, very rich writing here. It's an E7 chord, right? So again, coming from that. Sorry, I lost my spot. It says G natural. I think it should be a G sharp. Well, let's just keep it at G natural now. My addition says G natural. My ear tells me it should be G sharp. Let's just keep the G natural. He's the composer. So you go back to that A minor chord, right? You're making a bar on the second fret. You're grabbing the C over here on the A bass. Then you pull off the second finger, right? So it's the delay pull off, right? Pluck the chuck, the E and the E and the A on the D and the G strings, right? Fourth and third strings. Chuck, pull off, right? You're going to do the same thing as you move up, right? But this time with open, you lift your bar and you move your operation over to the sixth string, right? On the right hand, you have the option of using middle and index for both, or middle and index for the first, then middle and ring, totally up to you. And then he has, you're going to accelerate, right? Right, harmonic on a 12th fret, first string. That's the first page, right? And then you have kind of like a descending just set of pull-offs and hammer-ons, right? Hammer to fourth, then pull back to one. Fifth position, this is the second string. That's the third string. Right, but really keeping the normal accentuations, 1 E and 2 E and right. So we tend on guitar to put an accent when we change strings. So we're going to have to fight that natural tendency. Careful, right? Otherwise you're going to have, and then eventually you're going to start feeling that, right? Which is not what he's intending, right? It's at the beginning of the measure. Right? Now here, there's a little bit of a cheat that we have to do. You really want to do that over here, so you can get to that sixth string, right? Otherwise, you have quite a bit of a jump. So when we get to this, do grab that C with 4, but grab the next A open. Right, that way everything is more continuous. Right, and then before you do this next section, lock your index finger, you're in second position, on the D string on the second fret for that E, right? So you're going to be playing around that. So you're going to play the sixth string open, hammer, pull off, and then remember you have that guy locked in there in the D string. It's just an upper octave, right? So, and then the first string open, you hit the third fret for the G, right? He says ad libitum. No, that's not where he says ad libitum. No, it is, right? So at the end of the second page, second system, last measure, right? And then you see this very strange, high note. You have an E and you have a G, right? right? And it basically tells you to just go back and forth, sforzando, and then immediately you go to a piano. 2, 3. And then on top of that, on the next measure, right, it's just open 6/5, 5th, 6/5. So notice that I play and I mute, right? With the same finger. You want to do it quietly because this guy is not very loud, right? And then you're back on the main theme, right? So this is the main. And then stack the pinky right below it without the second finger. And then you just move your bar to the 7th fret. And then right back to 5th position, same note. And then you just play the first 3 strings open, right? So again. Right? And then things get, you know, it's Brouwer, so he's got his own language in the guitar, and make it his own, which again, it's great. So you have a C major, and then all of a sudden you have a D inserted, right? You have a 7th. You pull off the pinky and ring finger. And then you take 1 and 2 again, and you move them up to 7th position. 7th position. Open strings, move to 5th position. Then you have a whole bunch of fingers stacked up on the 6th fret, right? 5th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. Index finger on the 5th fret on the D string. And then you go back to second position, really. And then you repeat it. No 1st string. And then the next part is really cool. I mean, it's even better if you actually follow the direction of making these 2 notes very short. Right? So you play and mute. So you notice my right hand? Right? The E in the low bass should actually be let to ring. And then 2 and 4. 2 on the 3rd fret. 4 grabs the A on the 5th fret. 5th and 6th string. And then you do it again. And then you get on an E major chord all the way up here in an A, right? So you're grabbing your 3rd, your G sharp here on the 11th fret of the 5th string, right? Your pinky, grabbing the high E, and you just have a bar right here on the 9th fret. And then it's just down, up, down, up, down. And then on the last down, you take, replace the octave by the 7th. You put a D here on the 10th fret on the 1st string, right? So you have quite a bit of the what I call the pinky splits, right? All the way to the 5th string from the 1st string. Right? With the bar and strumming. Right? So strum with the fingers, index and middle together. Thumb brings the hand back up. Right? And then you travel to 5th position. So without the pinky. Just back and forth. Well, in the next part, you actually turn into triplets. So he wants you to start with the thumb. Almost like a charango, right? So you are using your thumb to go down, pull off, up sweep with the index, then down sweep with the thumb, hammer with the pinky, up sweep. He has you acelerando poco a poco, so gradually speeding up. And then you end up with kind of like a chord. A lot of folks just really strum the heck out of it. Or, and then on the next, I know that in the Highlands they move the finger like that to play charango. Because of flamenco, I just know how to do it. But whatever strumming pattern, ring, index, thumb. Another one that is quite useful is right, and then you're back on the theme. So everything that you see from this point over is not new material. You've seen this already, right? So I'll give you that angle again. So you're back here, waiting, 2, 3. And then you do it a tempo più mosso, or even fast, right? And then comes the tambora. And then più mosso alla danza, you know. And he says the second time, vivace. So first time, move it. Next time, really lively, right? So we're not going to do it. I'm just reading through it. So. And then the second time, let's just say a little bit quicker than that. Or quicker. It's supposed to be a lot quicker. I can't. And then I plucked the second iteration. Depending on your guitar, whatever tambora suits you the best. The index, or the thumb slide, or the thumb under, whichever you choose. You slide up to the 5th position. Okay?